Exciting young talent in the Kiwi Colts side. Most have played at senior provincial level. There are two 1989 Kiwis, Fetu Taiwa on the wing and Kelly Shelford at standoff. I'm expecting a big game from Shelford as he continues to keep the pressure on first test standoff Dean Clark. Auckland's Stu Galbraith captains the side from halfback. Former Kiwi coach Tony Gordon is in charge of the Colts. No doubt he'll be enjoying his time back on the scene. Great Britain have made some late adjustments. Alan Tate flies home tomorrow with a groin injury. He's not playing at fullback today. Jonathan Davis, a great rugby first five, finds himself in the standoff position today. And a good game from him could see him wearing the number 6 test jersey on Sunday in Palmerston North. Derek Fox captains the side from halfback. The referee today is Jim Stokes from Canterbury. He controlled 2 test matches involving Great Britain this year. That was the home and away series with France, so the Great Britain players will no doubt know a lot about Jim Stokes. And Jonathan Davis gets the 4th tour match for Great Britain underway. This is Paul Nahu, the Bay of Plenty fullback, up to the quarter line. Mason Fisher, first touch of the ball, and representative play at senior level. To Logan Edwards playing it now. Now this is Galbraith. Shelford, Ivar Opati, taking a bit of stopping. It's pulled down 20 metres short of halfway. Fisher from dummy half, slipping over in the mud. 10 metres from halfway now. Well, fine touch, not a bad kick at all. Takes play to the halfway line. Jackson out now to big Roy Powell from the Leeds club. Finds his way to about 8 metres inside the Colts territory. Fox, the skipper today, looking for the runners. This is Carl Fairbanks through a couple, but Powell couldn't hang on to it, so it's still lying loose in the ground there, and a bit of a punch up back here. David Bishop in there.
Certainly one of the surprise selections, I think, in this Great Britain touring team was David Bishop, playing second division at the moment with Hull KR. He's certainly onto it quick today.
To Jim Stokes, separating the two sides now. Look at his touch judge's report. Great Britain was certainly fired up against Auckland last Sunday. Peter, you were playing in that Auckland team. It was rather hectic up front.
Oh, they came out fired up for sure. They were certainly very intense, and judging by the way they started today, I think they're going to carry on with it. You know, they're certainly looking to redeem a bit of pride. The tour not going so well for them at the moment.
So Jim Stokes certainly laying down the law to both skippers. So looks like David Bishop has been given 10 minutes in the sin bin. Didn't take long for David Bishop to find a bit of a breather.
It's something I think they should have happened a lot earlier in the Auckland game on Sunday. Perhaps would have avoided a lot of the skirmishes that eventuated in that game. Tony Tuivasa going as well.
So 2 players into the sin bin and the 2 loose forwards. Still between the uprights. Great Britain leading the Kiwi Colts by 2 points to 0. So the restart. And Paul Eastwood running it out inside his own quarter. Almost to the quarter line, in fact. Now this is Smales. Good tackle by Tangaloa. And right around the legs. Fairbank. The Great Britain forward starting to get on a bit of a roll. And another penalty, but this time it's going to the Kiwi Colts side. So let's see who's going to be doing the goal kicking today. I would suggest Paul Nahu, possibly from Bay of Plenty. Kelly Shelford, of course, has kicked for the Kiwis before. He certainly should have a shot at this one. Kelly Shelford. Injury ruled him out of contention, really, for the Kiwi first test team. His comeback was just a little bit late, but now he's certainly trying to make some amends. Shelford moving in, and he struck it, no, pretty well, but it was just to the right of the uprights again. So missed opportunities for the Kiwi Colts side.
I think in the last set of 6 plays, they're starting to look a lot better when they're wrapping it one way and then giving their backs a lot more room.
Well, a good drop out from the 22 by Davis, and Nahu has it. He throws the dummy. He runs right into a brick wall. Carl Fairbank and also Ian Smales. Carl Hall from dummy half. He won't get away from Smales. And Jackson over the top. Galbraith, Tangaloa. Great Britain defence certainly moving up. Semcott. Canterbury prop. 4 metres short of halfway. Down the blind side, John Lomax. Out to Logan Edwards. He'll take the tackle just inside Great Britain territory, and that is the 5th tackle. Galbraith, Shelford, a little grubber kick through, finding some open spaces. It's going to bounce favourably for Ivaro Buddy. He's got support inside. Mike Patton, there's a try to the Kiwi Colts. No, the referee has called them back. The referee has called them back. So bad luck there for the Kiwi Colts. A bit of let-off for Great Britain. The scrum's going to pack down 20 metres inside Great Britain territory. Derek Fox puts it in and takes it out for Great Britain. Won't get away from Tony Tuamavami. Davis a dummy half, throws a dummy, won't find a way up the middle. Carl Fairbank. Jackson a dummy half out to Roy Powell. Over the halfway line he goes. He offloads to Fairbank. And that's good work by the 2 Great Britain props. Fox. Clark, the double round. Oh, nearly came off, but Smales couldn't hold on to it. And so the knock-on to be played about 10 metres inside the Kiwi Colts territory.
The 2 prop forwards for Great Britain are certainly putting it together, and obviously in the back of their minds is pushing for place in test selection. One guy who perhaps surprises me but it's not well up on the list is Carl Fairbank. He's a very good player, plays exceptionally well for Bradford.
Well, here's a Kiwi Colts ball down the blind side. Galbraith having a dart on his own. He couldn't link up with his winger, Fetu Taiwa. Ball lying loose in the ground, and eventually it's going to be Fisher to clean up. Semcott takes on Roy Powell. And the 2 defenders from Great Britain come in to lend a bit of a hand. Semcott will play it. Now another penalty to the Kiwi Colts. Well, the referee, as I mentioned before, is certainly being very consistent with this 5-metre rule, and he's laying down the law there to the Great Britain skipper, Derek Fox. Another penalty to the Kiwi Colts side, and this time they're not going to kick for a goal. Shelford finds touch on the grandstand side at Davies Park. Takes play to the quarter line, so here's a real chance for the Kiwi Colts now. John Lomax back to Galbraith to Shelford, out to Tangaloa, standing wide, looking to offload, can't link up with the support though. On the quarter line, Great Britain territory. Great Britain leading by 2 points to 0. Shelford, the long one out to Mike Patton. Won't get away from Powell. Well, it was Davis, in fact, but this is now John Lomax charging up inside the Great Britain quarter. Galbraith, oh, bad pass there. And it's been left to Mason Fisher to clean up.
He's doing all right, Mason Fisher. A lot of people are surprised with his selection in preference to someone like Haikro Cassini, but he's doing all right.
So that's the 5th tackle now. Kiwi Colts not being too adventurous in this set of 6. Now it's Shelford, the little grubber kick through. There's Great Britain players back there to clean up though. It's going to be a goal-mouth dropout. Paul Eastwood diving on it in goal. And Jonathan Davis, no doubt, will have that goal-mouth to drop out.
Kelly Shelford's putting in some good kicks today. The good thing about his kicks is he's got good chasers following them up as well.
Taiwa picking up some speed now, but he won't get away from Lee Jackson. Nahu, a dummy half. Galbraith down the blind. John Lomax. Wrapped up by David Bishop. That's the quarter line, Great Britain territory, so the Kiwi Colts have had the advantage territorially as they try a wrap around through Kelly Shelford out wide. He's wrapped up over there by Phil Clark, the second rower. Down the blind side goes Fisher. Back inside the Tangaloa. They're keeping it alive. Shelford thrown into the turf this time by Lee Jackson. Now Ivar Ropati. The grubber kick through, but kicks straight into the legs of Roy Powell. He'll dive on it, so Great Britain ball. They lead by 2 points to 0. David Bishop.
The fiery little character is this David Bishop. He'll go all day.
Knock on. Lost it in the tackle. Great Britain players didn't like it. The Kiwi Colts seem to get away with that one. What about this front row, Peter? There's a good shot of it there. Great Britain front row and the Kiwi Colts front row.
Well, Lee Jackson, I think particularly, he's one of the outstanding performers in English First Division football of last season. He did well to oust quite a few of the more experienced hookers, particularly the likes of Paul Groves and that. He is a very fine hooker.
Galbraith puts it in, takes it out. Here's a chance with little Scoot. Galbraith racing away. He's got men in support, and it's Ivar Ropati. That should be the first try. It is indeed. Good work by the New Zealand Colts there, in particular the halfback Stu Galbraith. He's done that on a few occasions this year, and good support on the inside by Ivar Ropati, who scored the try.
Here we go here. Young Stewie shows a lot of pace here. He's been in outstanding form. He really finds a gap and he just bends his ears back and goes for it. Does well here to drop up a good ball in good hands. What could I say about Ivar Ropati? He's a fine player. He does very well.
No relation, is he?
Oh, I don't know.
But it was a New Zealand Colts ball into the scrum. Galbraith elected to go down the blind side, and he used the referee possibly a little bit there. But he got away from Derek Fox here, and a great little run by this nuggety halfback from Auckland. Skipper today, and he seems to be handling that added pressure. And look at that, ball skills all the way from Ivar Ropati.
No, Ivar's done well this year. He's played some exceptional football since he's got back from the UK. But unfortunately, with a few niggling injuries, he's not been able to show his full potential. But no, it was a good try there.
Well, he scored 9 tries for Auckland in the representative season, and now Kelly Shelford gets the chance to convert the try, and it's swinging in, and it shaves the right-hand upright. So an extra 2 points to Kelly Shelford. That'll do his confidence the world of good.
Well, he's certainly pushing hard. I think, as I said, he's got his eyes on the second and third test spot. So Dean Clark will be hoping for a real big game.
So 6 points to 2. It's the Kiwi Colts leading Great Britain. A few likely lads in there. Possibly the first team players having a bit of a rest day today. Harry Schofield and Bobby Goulding.
I see Keith England still sporting a nice eye there, courtesy of Sunday's performance.
Well, the restart now from Jonathan Davis. Tony Tumavavi takes it well, gets it out to the winger Carl Hall coming in.
Haven't seen much of Carl Hall today.
Galbraith, now Tangaloa. Simcott running onto that ball from Galbraith. That's the quarter line. John Lomax. Kelly Shelford. Ivar Ropati now, the try scorer. 20 metres short of halfway. And that's the 5th tackle for the Colts. Kelly Shelford making certain that he's very busy today. Back to Smales, who takes it pretty well. No pressure on him back there.
Again, you see a good chase by the Kiwi Colts. They've been doing it all day. They're chasing their kicks well.
That second row of Smales did pretty well to get back there. Was having a bit of a loaf.
Hey, he's a very quick footballer. Very quick is Smales.
Fox. Oh, good run here. This is Powell from the centres. Up over halfway, trying to link up. Gets a good ball out there to John Devereaux, but he hasn't got the legs to get away from Carl Hall and Stu Galbraith, and he's into touch Over on the far side, wasn't too happy about being dragged into touch, but it looked pretty legitimate to me.
It's a bad mistake there, I think, by John Devereux. He's only a recent convert to the 13-man code, but he should have stayed in.
Very experienced rugby international. He played 10 tests for Wales before he even turned 21. So Galbraith puts it in and takes it out. Shelford out to Nahu up from fullback. Get away from Davis and also Roy Powell. Tony Tuamavavi. Replacement on for Great Britain. There he is there, number 15. And that's Gary Price. Ivar Ropati. 20 metres short of halfway. 6 points to 2. The New Zealand Colts leading Great Britain. Not the first time on tour that Great Britain have had to come from behind. Let's see how they get on today with this Colt side. Full of confidence at the moment. Stu Galbraith, the skipper, turning them around. Powell is back there inside his own quarter. He's got John Devereux outside, but elects to throw the dummy and run on his own. Makes it to the quarter line.
He's a very deceptive runner, is Powell. He can play anywhere in the back line and also loose forward.
There's no way up the middle there for David Bishop. He plays it. Now this is Price. Another penalty, this time to Great Britain. John Lomax from Wellington being called out. Jonathan Davis. Finding touch. Lee Jackson. Carl Fairbanks, the runner-up, over halfway he goes. Lomax throws him into the turf. Fox. Clark. Now it's Bishop out wide. Up over halfway. Good tackle by Ropati underneath though, and over the top was Shelford. So they never passed the advantage line there. Clark from dummy half. Fox. Jonathan Davis. Good ball out to Smales. He takes a tackle though, midway between the halfway and the quarter line. This is John Devereux. He's a big fellow, but just really looks to be not too certain about his positional play. Fox. Kick has been charged down and straight into the arms of John Lomax, who did pretty well to hold on to it. And he's going to have a run. 20 metres short of halfway now. Shelford steps, but steps right into Carl Fairbank. Simcott. Galbraith. Tony Tuamavavi, the two Northcote clubmates in Auckland. Tangaloa. I think he was expecting to kick, but anyway, he got a pretty good one away. But Powell is back there. Darryl Powell for Great Britain. And Ropati's underneath.
Again, a good chase.
Sean Irwin, 5 metres short of halfway. Bishop, Clark, the long one. Bit of room to move out here now. Smales has it. Back inside it goes to Jackson. But Shelford read that pretty well and got across to stop that movement. Now it's Derek Fox. Clark. Roy Powell back to Clark. Play on, says the referee. And now it comes back to Gary Price. So Great Britain inside the Kiwi Colts territory. They were looking for a try just before half-time. Phil Clark out to Roy Powell. Steps inside. And that's the 5th tackle now. Fox, a little grubber kick through into open spaces. Smales is diving through, but he couldn't get his hand to it. So a good chase there by Smales. He started in the second row. Now he's playing out in the centres.
Great Britain look a lot better here when Derek Fox gets in. Here he is, puts a good chip along the ground. His fellow teammate Ian Smales comes in. And just misses. He gets the headboards, though.
Barry Tangaloa. And that's Tony Tuamavavi. And that is half-time at Davies Park in Huntly. Just the one try in the first half, scored by Ivar Ropati for the Kiwi Colts. That was converted by Kelly Shelford. And earlier on, Great Britain landed a penalty through Jonathan Davis. So at half-time, it's the Kiwi Colts leading Great Britain by 6 points to 2. Well, the rain is tumbling down here for the start of the second half at Davies Park in Huntly. This is David Bishop. One rugby test for Wales before switching, and now he's dropped it, and it's a knock-on.
He was getting for a ruck there. Just laying it up.
Almost on the Kiwi Colts quarter line. Kiwi Colts leading by 6 points to 2, and a big charge on here by the Great Britain pack. It's going to come out the Kiwi Colts way, and Kelly Shelford creamed over there by Derek Fox. Paul Nahu with nowhere to go, 10 metres out from his own line. Mike Patton. And the Kiwi Colts going nowhere at the moment. Hemmed inside their own quarter. Fetu Taiwa. Kelly Shelford now. The clearing kick, but it goes straight into the arms of Darryl Powell. A bit of a fumble. And back inside to John Devereux. Eventually decides to straighten up. 15 metres inside the Kiwi Colts territory now. Bill Clark, Sean Irwin. Tackled by John Lomax. Davis. Bill Clark. Offloads well to Gary Price. Back inside to Jackson. Jackson looking for a strong game today to try and force his way into the test team ahead of Martin Dermott, who seems to be the front runner at the moment. Fox over to Carl Fairbank. Got it over to Roy Powell.
He's offloaded some good balls this afternoon, Carl Fairbank. This will be a serious contender for a test squad.
So Great Britain out to Bill Clark, and he's over. There's the first try. Sustained pressure by Great Britain. They've had the Kiwi Colts hemmed inside their quarter for the last 5 minutes or so, and eventually it pays off, and Phil Clark, who I've been impressed with today, the try scorer. So it's 6-all.
Yeah, put this one down to Carl Fairbank. I think he puts in some good calls there. Here we see David Bishop going forward. Again, that's all they're going to do is go forward. Phil Clark comes onto it well and does very good to finish off a good try. He's worked hard.
And Roy Powell, the man that played the ball there, he's been trying for the complete duration of this match. Must be forcing his way into a test team, and this is a handy character to have in any reserves, I'd say. Phil Clark, the try scorer.
Well, an interesting thing about Phil Clark is he also plays probably the bulk of his football back in Wigan in the A-team, which is similar to our reserve grade.
Son of former Great Britain hooker Colin Clark. He was in the Great Britain scrum from 65 through to 73. There's a kick from Davis, and straight between the uprights, so the tourists back in front now. At Davies Park in Huntly, it's Great Britain 8 leading the Kiwi Colts 6. Certainly hits the ball with a lot of precision. Having a cup of hot coffee there is Dawn Fraser, the great Australian swimmer from days of old, and a member of the New South Wales Parliament, and a great Balmain supporter. There's Dawn there in the brown leather jacket. Nice to have her in New Zealand.
Good hit there by Johnny Lomax.
On Gary Price. Penalty. Kiwi Colts.
Tell me it's not 5 yards again.
No, the markers weren't straight.
He's a hard man, this Jim States.
There's Davis, finding touch on the grandstand side. Tap to be taken. Lee Jackson, a couple of metres inside opposition half, and this is Roy Powell. Surprise, surprise, he's going straight again.
Must be in contention, though, I think, for a test spot in the first one in Palmerston. particularly, in the front row there.
Well, here's a chance through Sean Irwin. He's still going, Sean Irwin. He's got Jonathan Davis inside, but couldn't link up with Davis. And now Davis and Mike Patton having a bit of a flare-up, and it's back to one because it touched a Kiwi Colt player, and it's a try. So, Paul Eastwood, as the brawl goes on in back play with Jonathan Davis and Mike Patton. Great Britain is celebrating a try through Paul Eastwood, so, well, it was all over the place there.
Here we go, here. You've got Sean Irwin. Throws out a good ball there to Paul Eastwood. Sean Irwin's been in good form for Castleford, often referred to as Classic Kaz, and he's got a lot of class for a young player. Only 20, so he's got a lot of football ahead of him.
Yes, it was Irwin that set that ball up there. And this is the last part of the movement through Powell. Out now to Irwin, who started it off, and then he was involved again. Out to Eastwood, and as the two players, Patton and Davis, were brawling behind, it was Eastwood scoring for Great Britain. There's the try scorer, Paul Eastwood, and the try was unconverted by Jonathan Davis, so Great Britain leading by 12 points to 6. From the kickoff, Great Britain inside their own quarter again, and a good run.
There's Clark again.
Phil Clark. Derek Fox. Now Great Britain using their kicking game. Carl Hall being sent back, but this time it's going to roll over the dead ball line, so we'll have a restart from the quarter line.
I think one good thing to come out of this tour, should Great Britain not do that well, is it's certainly going to be good for their youth. We've got a lot of young players on tour, and a lot of them are going to benefit from this.
Fetu Taiwan. 20 metres short of halfway. The Kiwi Colts desperate to get back into the match now. They trail by 12 points to 6. John Lomax down the blind side.
This is what we're going to see more of. Johnny Lomax and his fellow prop Conley getting into it.
Galbraith. Shelford did well to attempt to pick that one up, but it was a terrible pass, and the referee saw a little knock on in there.
And then the guys have to look at the conditions that they're playing in and look at how far apart they can throw a ball.
Fox puts it in, and Bishop takes it out from the base of the scrum. He's a slippery character if you give him a bit of room to move. Still going is David Bishop, taking plenty of stopping.
I think he's really enjoying himself out there, David. He's a rugged little... He's did well to block that one.
And a penalty to Great Britain now. Kiwi Colts not allowing him to play the ball. Bishop wanted to do something about it, but the referee was quickly onto the mark to separate them. One try so far on this tour. That was against the President's 13 in Napier, a runaway try. Typical Jonathan Davis fashion.
I think an interesting feature of this match is the number of players in the Great Britain side who are under 24.
Jonathan Davis moves in, and he doesn't strike that one all that well. The direction was off, so away to the left of the upright. So it's still 12 points to 6. Great Britain leading the Kiwi Colts. Kiwi Colts, of course, it's an under 24 side. There's only about 3 or possibly 4 of the Great Britain players today that are over 24, so 2 evenly matched sides when you take ages into consideration. We could be looking at future stars for both countries. A knock on there. And a penalty now to Great Britain. Referee Jim Stokes had a look at his touch judge over there.
And there's an old campaigner for you, David Bishop in again. The only man of 28, and he's blocked another penalty. He's doing well.
That one cap in rugby league, that was against France this year. One rugby cap for Wales. And now Great Britain applying the pressure once again. This is Carl Fairbank. Had a strong game, I think, today, Fairbank. Whether or not it's good enough to force his way into the test team ahead of players like Kelvin Skerritt. And now Derek Fox. Jackson at dummy half. Powell. Clark out now to Irwin. Irwin pushes off one. He set up the last try, and he's going to set it up again. This is Paul Eastwood, so almost a action replay of the previous try for Great Britain, featuring Sean Irwin and also Paul Eastwood. So Great Britain now running away with this one a little bit.
Here we go again from Lee Jackson. Comes out along the back line from Roy Powell. Here we go, Sean Irwin. Again, from no wonder they call it from Classy Kaz. He does well. He's a strong young player and does very well here to get it out to Eastwood.
So Irwin certainly coming into this match in a big way in the second half. But good hands here all the way. Great Britain applying the pressure and getting down into the Kiwi territory and then leaving it up to some of the more brilliant players out wide. Sean Irwin looked great fend there. And I thought he was going to go on his own for a while, but he got it out to Eastwood. A good finish there, and his second try. Paul Eastwood and Great Britain now leading the Kiwi Colts by 16 points to 6. It's going to be very difficult now for the Kiwi Colts to come back. If you were out there, Peter, leading that side today, what would you be doing now?
I don't know. I think, as we said last time, that they're just showing not enough urgency on both attack and defence. You know, they seemed quite content to sort of play out the tackles and then possibly put the kick down on the 5th or 6th.
It hasn't been the best of days for Jonathan Davis with his kicking. In fairness to the man, I think we expected a little bit too much of him at times. The last two have just missed narrowly.
Come on, Patty.
Plenty of concentration. This one looks a little better. Right between the uprights, the flags are up.
Good kick there.
So Great Britain 18, Kiwi Colts 6. Fisher. The Kiwi Colts have been very quiet in the last 10 minutes or so. Let's see if they can get back into the match. Pongia plays it. John Lomax. We want to see more of this, but he's certainly running into a couple of tough characters there. Smales.
Looks like he's got a long neck there, I think.
And Bishop underneath. The double rounds with the halves. Galbraith and Shelford. Didn't work that time. Shelford. Not the best of kicks. It went straight up in the air. It's going to fall the way of Great Britain.
Again, the Colts showing that they want to play rugby inside the 25 instead of just getting out of there.
It's quite easy to see that you've played a couple of seasons up in England calling it rugby.
Oh, sorry, mate.
That's what the Great Britain people call it. Rugby league football to New Zealanders, and it's Great Britain now, 20 metres out from the own line. Now this is Gary Price. Still going Price, and gets it out to Roy Powell. He offloads, but it's going to fall the way of a Kiwi Colt. So a bit of a let off there as Great Britain tried to keep it alive. They can afford to do that, and now it's a penalty. Touch judge has his flag up.
Not too sure what the penalty's for, but I'd like to see the Kiwi Colts, I think, use that kick a bit more and just get out of the 25.
Gary Fox, the Great Britain skipper, wants to know what's going on, and also being called out over there is John Devereaux.
Time's certainly running out for the Colts. I don't think they're going to do anything about this match. We've got to get into it now.
That'll be Carl Hall to kick for the grandstand touchline. Now this is John Lomax. Mason Fisher of dummy half. Out to nobody.
Lads, we've got to get out of that 25.
Davey Tangaloa. Great Britain defence has certainly cornered him today. Hasn't been given the room. And Mason Fisher, but trying to find touch on the outer touchline, does so. Great Britain leading by 18 points to 6. It'll be their feet into the scrum. Box puts it in, if you can call it that. Anyway, he took it out. And now foul up from fullback. 5 metres short of halfway.
Colts were lucky then. Mike Patton comes zeroing and
Now Jonathan Davis with a bit of room to move. Jonathan Davis, I think he's going to have 2-1 speed on the coal holes coming across. Davis, he's going to put the grubber kick through and diving on it back there in the in-goal area. Yes, it's going to be a try. So there's a hat-trick for Paul Eastwood, but put that one down to Jonathan Davis. He caught them napping well and truly. Great Britain 22, the Kiwi Colts 6 at Davies Park.
Here we go, Jonathan. Tammy Tagaloa showed exceptional pace to get across there.
Good second rower's job is always to cover defend, so that was Tagaloa's job, and he did it pretty well, but didn't stop the try. 22 points to 6. Well, in fairness to the Kiwi Colts, I think a lot of people were expecting them possibly to even win before the game started today, after Canterbury and Auckland had beaten the Great Britain sides. But Great Britain have certainly bounced back today, that's for sure. Jonathan Davis. Is it going to swing around in time? No, just away to the right of the uprights. Good attempt, though, by Davis. 22 points to 6.
I think Jonathan will be very pleased with that effort. He did very well. The smart thinking to drop the ball onto the toe and just chip it through for Eastwood, too.
There's the try scorer, Paul Eastwood. He's now scored 3 tries in this match. It was unconverted. So Great Britain leading the Kiwi Colts by 22 points to 6. From the kickoff, John Devereaux having a run. David Bishop still going. He's had a strong game at the base of the scrum.
He's a fiery character, isn't he?
Derek Fox down the blind side. Carl Fairbanks. Fox looking pretty confident now, this Great Britain side. Roy Powell. So this is going to give them a bit of confidence leading up to the first test against the Kiwis. You can see it live on One World of Sport on Sunday. The build-up from 2:30, kick-off at 3 o'clock at the Palmerston North Showgrounds. That should be a great match. I don't think we've seen the best of the Great Britain side yet. And with this win today by their virtual second-string team, it's going to give the #1 players plenty of confidence. And they're playing with confidence out here at Davies Park at the moment. A good kick there, a touch finder. And the scrum's going to pack down 10 metres out from the Kiwi Colts line.
I think what we just saw there as well leading up to that kick was what's been happening in the Colts backline is playing left and right. We had 3 forwards out in the backline marking Great Britain backs.
Roy Powell in the front row for Great Britain today, and possibly has played his way into the test team as well. Jonathan Davis at the Great Britain side with a real chance here. Knockbacks as a referee as Fox tries to redeem himself and find a way up the middle. Jackson a dummy half. Out goes out to Price. Out to Phil Clark, who plays it now. Jackson with a chance from dummy half, getting pretty close to that line. Kiwi Colts side seem to be tiring a little bit. They've been asked to defend for most of this second half. Great Britain still can't get it down. No, he's held up. So it'll be a 5-metre scrum. Kiwi Colts feed.
Strong game from that front row today, I think.
Kiwi Colts ball. This is Carl Hall. He's moved from the wing back to fullback. Brett Roger, replacement, has come on and moved out to the wing. Tony Tuamavavi, 20 metres out from the Kiwi Colts line. Logan Edwards hasn't been given room to move today. Galbraith, Shelford, Patton, down by Patton, finds the opening there and gets it out to Fetu Taiwa.
I think the Colts have probably got nothing to lose at this stage of the game. I think it's probably well and truly decided who's going to win, so let's throw the ball around.
The reserve, Brad Roger, in from the wing trying to busy himself. Shelford. Little grubber kick through by Kelly Shelford. Ivo Ropati storming onto it, but Derek Fox is going to get there first, but he's left it behind. Knocked back. It's a Great Britain ball. Eastwood at dummy half and out to Powell from fullback. Held up by Taiwa and also Patton. Lee Jackson again. Fox. Phil Clark. Roy Powell. Got a good pass out there to Jonathan Davis.
Both props for Great Britain have shown exceptional skill, I think, in offloading the tackle. They've done real well.
Derek Fox trying to find touch over on the grandstand side. Racing back for it is Brett Roger and also Carl Hall. He gets there first. Takes the tackle. 20 metres out. Roger will have a run from dummy half, no doubt, being the fresh man on. Kelly Shelford. Mike Patton. Shelford. Tony Tuamapavi. Good backing up by Mason Fisher, and now this is Mike Patton. Out it goes now to Fetu Taiwa up over halfway. Comes inside. Got a desperation pass back, and it's going to be dived upon there by Stu Galbraith.
Bit of a Northcote connection there, Stewie, Nathan Fisher.
Ropati out now to Pongia. Got away from one. Let's have a look at the Kiwi Colts throwing the ball around now, because they've got nothing to lose. They're trailing in this match by 22 points to 6. John Lomax. Carl Hall is flat-footed over there. 20 metres inside Great Britain territory, and that's the fifth tackle. And now it's a penalty. David Bishop is in there again.
He's keen to get a boot in there, old David. Certainly a lad who likes to play his rugby hard and party hard afterwards.
So Mason Fisher, this could be the Kiwi Colts' final chance of scoring points in the second half.
You know, someone from Huntley's decided to end the game now. They've taken the ball and gone.
The ball eventually back onto the field, and it'll be Mason Fisher. Time on, says the referee, and this is Johnny Lomax. Fisher at dummy half, down the blind side they go. And Tangaloa, 10 metres out. Kiwi Colts looking for a consolation try for the crowd here at Davies Park in Huntley. And Stu Galbraith trying to get there. See the line, he's only about 1 metre out. Now, this should be a try over on the far side. Yes, it had to happen out wide. Mason Fisher, and just reward for Mason. I think he's had a busy game, in particular in the second half when his forward pack was going backwards.
Here we go, Tammy Tagaloa. I think it was just a result of concentrated pressure. They just kept going at it. Mason Fisher comes up with the try. He's played well today.
Well, yep, sustained pressure it was. Mason Fisher, son of a former Kiwi player, of course, Jim Fisher. Great Britain 22, Kiwi Colts 10. Difficult kick this time for Carl Hall. He's the third kicker the Kiwi Colts have tried this game. Moving in from the touchline. He struck that one pretty well, but I don't think it's going to have the legs now. It's just going to fall to the right and fall a little short. The try scorer, Mason Fisher from the Northcote Club in Auckland. The try was unconverted by Carl Hall, so Great Britain leading 22 points to 10, nearing full time. The restart by Jonathan Davis. Carl Hall. 20 metres out from his own try line. Red Roger. Fred Roger, a reserve, along with Quentin Pong here, so the Colts have used up both of their reserves. Great Britain have only used one of their reserves, Gary Price, and that's disappointment for the crowd here because Martin O'Fire was named in the reserves, and the crowd were obviously hoping that they might get a glimpse of the speedster from Widnes, but he hasn't graced the field so far. To play his first game on tour in the first test on Sunday. Well, that's full time here at Davies Park. Not exactly an entertaining match because of the wet conditions in Huntly, but a good confidence boost for the Great Britain side. They trailed by 6 points to 2 at half-time, but ran away with it in the second half, at one stage leading by 22 points to 6. That try by Mason Fisher just before full-time gave the Kiwi Colts a little more respectability, but full-time Great Britain 22 beat the Kiwi Colts, the under-24s, by 22 points to 10.